Many people blame Trudeau and the Liberals' immigration policy as the cause of the housing crisis, so why don't we take a look at this a little deeper? Because Trudeau and the immigration minister have actually denied 50% of all international student visa applications. So why are Canadian colleges accepting so many international students? And why are our colleges being flooded with subpar applicants? Over the past 10 years or so, Conservative premiers have been cutting college and university funding across Canada, and nowhere has this been more stark than in Ontario. And to make up for the budget shortfall, colleges and universities have been accepting large numbers of international students, with almost half of these international students having their visas rejected because they don't meet the criteria needed, with the federal minister of immigration saying that the international student system has lost its integrity, going so far as to compare the system to a puppy mill, being exploited both by schools to earn a larger revenue and being exploited by those international students who actually don't end up completing their education and just come here to work and earn permanent residence, with data showing that the system is being flooded with subpar applicants, and it's a consequence of schools' hard push to get as many international students through their doors as possible. For example, of its international students accepted, Conestoga College only had 51% of them get their visas approved, with only 42% at Niagara College and St. Clair respectively, as well as 47% at Loyalist College. And once again, because of dwindling provincial funding, post-secondary institutions have turned to accepting international students as a way to stay afloat. These are publicly funded colleges and universities essentially using international students in the form of a puppy mill in order to stay afloat. Why isn't our government just funding our post-secondary institutions appropriately? And because of this abuse by our provinces, employers have grown used to the ceaseless supply of students to fill low-wage jobs in fast food, retail, warehouses, factories, and gig work. Essentially, the provinces are abusing the college system in order to bring in low-wage workers, people who wouldn't have otherwise been able to immigrate into Canada. And the Canadian Immigration Lawyers Association has made a submission to the federal government to amend the international student program to recommend overseas education agents. These would be regulated and would keep colleges accountable for their agents' activity and conduct. This would be to ensure that they wouldn't be falsely advertising overseas, because many of these international students are also unknowingly and unwillingly being funneled into this system, thinking that they're having the opportunity to come to a high-prestige Canadian school only to end up working in fast food. And so when we talk about the housing crisis and the issues being caused by the international student boom, it should be noted that the only reason it's not worse is because the federal government has been rejecting almost 50% of all applications to these colleges, of which it seems about 80% is coming from Ontario directly. But this is just what Ford and the Conservatives do. They create a problem, they make it worse, and then they blame the Liberals for it.